Oh, what a terrible transition. Good thing, once again, editing. Amazing. Do some. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Coming back with another bomb track. Well, actually, this is my first one.
That makes me cry. It's such a bad one to start with because I start crying immediately with how ridiculous that is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode, which means I've done something twice in a row for the first time in my life. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you, everyone who has subscribed, liked, looked at the video on YouTube. If you're here, you found me. First episode was fantastic. Thank you to our guest, Steve ORN. We had a great discussion, a lot of positive feedback. It was really good to share opinions in an objective way, go back and forth, play devil's advocate. It was a really great conversation. And do want to thank Steve ORN right away. The sponsors of the day will be Product D. You'll be swatting away those B's and C's with Product D. Man, I'm bad with these. Somebody help me. Give me, or Secret Labs, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Secret Labs? You could help out. Something's going to come. Who figures it out? We are going to be live on Twitch today, as we always are when we're filming these. We will be ignoring the chat. I don't know. Who else ignores? Much like the warnings on all the nicotine and marijuana products. Who pays attention to those? Today's guest, oh my goodness, everyone has been losing their mind about this. It is not only a channel favorite, but a Twitch favorite. He's my favorite streamer. The man is a broadcasting graduate. He is from the industry itself. Turned streamer. We're going to find out more about him so I don't butcher his intro. He's everybody's favorite streamer. We're going to magically make him appear on this screen right here, and hopefully it's not the iTunes. We've done it. We've done it. Let's unmute him so that doesn't do it. And Mr. ChopsTalk, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for him.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever the hell you guys may be. Mr. Corp, thank you so much for having me on the show, and thank you for the lovely introduction. Must say, I don't feel like I live up to the title, but very kind words, sir.
Oh, Chops, you more than live up. Like I said, I was trying to undersell you, so we had... so everyone's like, whoa, I'm a big shoot low overhit in every area. But Chops, man, believe it or not, we were introduced by a lady named Pickle. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up.
Is that how we met each other,
I couldn't tell you. Somebody told me to come watch your stream. I watched your stream, and it was the first time that I understood streaming. I was a boomer.
And the friendship blossomed.
Yeah, exactly. It was honestly, for those who haven't watched ChopsTalk, please, twitch.tv/ChopsTalk, ChopsTalk. Not like TikTok, you kids. But that's what I kept seeing every time it was like when I started streaming on Twitch, quote unquote, it was a lot of video games and kids staring at their monitors and screaming, get it and stuff like that, which was fun. Like,
Let's go.
Who's the man?
Let's go, boys.
I'm the man. Clutched it up. And I was like, okay, this is fun, but I missed this by about 16 years. So I was just, and to find someone, I was just like, man, this person's a broadcaster. And then sure enough, we find out a bit more about each other, but let's not jump ahead of ourselves. Chops, how about introing yourself a little bit more than I did? You're a one of those states that I was confused. I was going to say South Virginia. That's not even, there's no
Virginian.
South Virginia, South Carolina. Damn, shout out to South Carolina.
Yep. Can you hear it in the voice?
Yeah.
Guys, trust me, we all don't have that like southern twang, whatever it may be.
Yeah, that's how I can tell Americans for sure. Not even a little bit, but I do get some of that southern twang. So I met someone from Illinois, and they had an absolute
Illinois.
Yeah, I don't know. monopoly. The big
Yeah,
one.
it's just like Arkansas, like their accent's like very deep.
Yeah, Kansas. You
Arkansas.
guys have like a full world in America. It's very exciting. The different
I keep
areas.
forgetting you're not from America.
Yeah, I am from what used to be your little brother, recently taken over by. Oh, never mind. For real though, we're just right above you in Canada. We used to be. Now we're still just that neighbor up north. It's cold. It's getting to winter time, but yeah, it was surprising. I really thought we were a lot closer, and then I looked up South Carolina on a map, and I'm like other coast. We're a little bit far away from each other, but
A little bit further.
yeah, Chops. I found out you've been streaming for a couple years. Like I said, because I made up this in the intro. I hope a lot of it was true. You came from a broadcasting background. You used to work in the industry. You want to tell us a little bit about that? A little bit about ChopsTalk to the millions and millions of YouTube watchers that are going to watch us over the next 12 years as we age into the men we will become.
Well, hello, YouTube. Well, my start in the radio career actually began as a disc jockey, as a DJ at skater rinks and dare I say strip bars as well. And the more and more people kept on coming up to me, and they're like, "You have this voice, like it should be on radio." And I'm like, "Okay, well, so I'll go to what radio school if that's a thing." But it's not called radio school. It's a communications degree.
Shocker.
Don't get one. No, don't. It is a waste.
Oh, I love
it's
that.
an absolute waste.
Advice to the kids out of there is drop out of school immediately.
Yeah, well, okay. It's sadly in this industry, in the industry of radio, it's all in who you know, almost like in every industry. It's also very cutthroat to the point where you gotta wait for somebody to die before you can like up in your position. Like everybody is so on key with their job to the point where nobody gets replaced, and you like your only hope is to get really good with the boss men and get those holiday those holiday shows where the other main hosts don't want to do,
Yeah, absolutely. And that was kind of one of the questions. I don't know how to jump. I don't want to jump ahead, but I don't want to age us either. But in the year when we were going into broadcasting school, right, I applied for a very one of the competitive program is 500 people apply, 50 get in. So I was one of the lucky ones who got forced to take your advice and go in. But mine was in broadcast journalism in Mount Royal University. So I didn't get
to the Mount Royal University.
It's a new one. So it's a little inside joke for all you MRCs out there. Mount Royal College, after I graduated, it turned into a university. I was like, thanks. Can we update my papers, please?
I'll go ahead and put that on my profile.
Yeah.
I did that. That's me.
I'm just kidding, man. I didn't graduate but I didn't get in either. And I went a different route. I went into the still like journalism, but like media advertising. So when you went into radio, kind of paint a picture, because a lot of kids are going to see this. Like, you're waiting for a job for radio? Like, surely there's a better way. What's radio? And for kids listening to this in 12 years, there used to be a sole way to get music. It was actually, probably a lot of the people watching
everything.
right now.
Music, news, it was everything. I mean, think back way back when they were actually having like soap operas on radio. Like it was such a different world.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain this to the kids. Like, imagine Fortnite, kids, and they had a Fortnite station. So if you wanted to listen and feel Fortnite, you had to go to this specific frequency that you had to dial in with an antenna. It sounds asinine how far we've come in such a short period of time.
I'm trying to figure out how to explain it myself, but there's just absolutely no way.
And
how do you explain sound waves being passed through? Like I don't know.
We'll explain that later,
hertz?
Chops. I think I have that on one of our topic lists, how we explain sound waves. Much later. We got to Trojan horse these people. But
we have weaponized sound waves, I hope.
Right. And such. Not that that ever happens. That's a joke. These are all
Oh, no,
jokes.
no,
Everything
no,
we say,
no,
everything
no.
on this podcast and talk show is a joke. Everyone should know that.
It's for the face of entertainment and
Come on.
curiosity.
Come on. Even if the stuff we said gets proven true, it's still a lie and jokes.
Open thy mind.
It's obvious there. Even on the radio thing, I was just thinking like, and tune in at 3. Like we were telling people, that felt like it. You know, to us, that felt normal. Like everyone tune in at 5 Eastern time for the real fake talk. It's like what? They're like, I'll watch this on demand when it's up later. You boomers. I feel like such an old man these days. So Chops, the broadcasting, communications, it led you into, and like we were saying, it was cutthroat. There's a lot of things. You still got in the industry. You still got to work. You still got to touch, feel the old way of doing things. What kind of stuff did that lead you to? Like, what did you get to? What's something that people are going to miss out of that world that's now brought to your home for $2.99?
Come at me with that question one more time.
Sorry, I convoluted it.
Like,
yeah, just what did you learn within like broadcasting and working in the radio industry? Because right now everyone's just gonna think of that as crazy, and like we're learning as like this is radio right now in the context of the old term. So what was it like working in a radio station with all the equipment and everything like that?
Let me tell you, some of those personalities that you hear on radio are not as friendly as soon as that mic goes off. Oh my God. Or do they become very, very I don't know what word to use. It's almost psychotic because they have this on and off switch. Like out of nowhere, they'll be like, "Hey guys, and tuning in. We'll coming back later, right after this Katy Perry song." And then all of a sudden, they'll be like, "What the fuck were you thinking? Where's the money? What? Why weren't you doing this?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm trying to impress you."
Right? I just picture Will Ferrell and Anchorman like, "Janice, where's my scotch?" Right? Just like, you know, it's the second it goes off, just like losing it. I love that. You always wondered about that, right? Because even nowadays, all the personalities, you're like, are these guys just friendly all the time, or? And then you hear
it's like, nah, no
one is,
and that's why. Streaming itself. I got to find my own type of home, and I was really thinking about. I was like, okay, can I go the full route and everything like that? Can I go full time? And I started noticing that in order to do this full time, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it might be, you literally have to make up a persona. You have to be somebody that you're not exactly. Now I can't say that for everybody. You know, of course, there are people out there that are exactly who they are on these networks, which kind of
I really wish someone told me that. You know what I mean? I would have taken so much less personally than putting my heart and soul. That's why I'm such a snapcase. But continue. Yeah, you're. I love where you're going with that, and we'll have all your socials listed below. Please check him out on all these, because like, I don't want to keep pumping your tires, but he really is just, you bring the old school radio with you into the new age Twitch, which is what I think, like, I don't know how to be harsh to the children, but they're not going to watch this anyways. This is like the 7th minute in, right? There's not a chance they've made it this far. But they don't have like the I don't know, I don't want to use self-awareness. Let's just shit on Gen Z. You Zoomers have zero self-awareness, no fault of your own though. Brought up in a society that's like the social skills aren't the only thing. Like we literally were forced social skills upon us in order to survive. It was survival of the fittest.
Did you call them Zoomers? What the
Zoomers? Isn't that what the? Isn't that what
I'm
the?
Such a boomer. I don't know what a Zoomer is.
I'm there too. Like this is me. What do they call? I'm pandering right now.
Okay. This is a boomer. Okay, millennial somewhere in here. Zoomer is what? Somewhere down here. Are we Zoomers?
Yeah, no. I'll put it. Here we go. Let's go boomer. Let's go millennial. You and I are right here, Millenniboomers. That's a term we coined.
Millenniboomers.
We're Millenniboomers, right? I love that. Coin that.
Trademark.
Right in there, TM. Then there's the millennials, whatever. And then there is, I believe, Gen Z, unless somebody identified as a different generation. Nailed it. But for real, I don't know if there's a different generation in there. I think Gen Z,
there's too many,
which I call Zoomers, which I think was something I heard. I don't know. Whatever is acceptable on social media, acceptable terms that I'm able to use, I use those terms. So I saw that one and got a lot of likes on the internet, which made it instantly appropriate to say, Zoomers. You're ruining the earth.
Hashtag Zoomers.
Hashtag Zoomers. So now, thank you for segueing, because that just led perfectly. And now you are on Twitch now. You have been streaming.
Yep.
You've been the thing that I loved about it once again is it wasn't as video game focused. It was more like talk show, like like let's bring back some of the personality, because in the end, like I don't know if anyone notices this, right? This is going to be a spoiler alert to anyone who streams on Twitch, but there's a lot of people doing the exact same thing you're doing. Like I don't know, like what I mean? Like you can be pretty good at a lot of games. But there's a lot of people that are playing games as well.
Exactly.
And what attachment are you making? How are you connecting with your audience? And I thought you putting that at the forefront. It didn't matter if you were playing tic-tac-toe and there was other people who go into streaming. Zoomers, pay attention. Snap right here. This is for you. See, focus content. That you will be able, if you just like understand that there's people are going to follow with you as a brand moving forward, which is my pointed question to you. When did you start making the transition from radio to personal brand and start understanding that that was coming in? Because we had a long runway, but a lot of people were oblivious to it.
From radio to personal brand, as in like from my radio personality to just being who I am.
Totally. Were you ChopsTalk on the radio, or did you say, like you said, you had to develop this persona, you wanted to use your hit, like how did ChopsTalk come about, and what was the transition like from that world?
Well, the funny thing is that there's so many types of personalities, and it really depends on who I'm talking to, where I'm at, and a lot of people are like, oh my god, is he psycho? Does he have like multiple personalities disorder? No, we all do it. We all do it. And it came to a point where it was like, oh, okay, I can switch personalities pretty well, like on a whim. And then it got to the point where I was like, it didn't feel authentic. At first I was authentically changing my personality in the way I wanted to. And then I started noticing, okay, now I'm changing my personality because this person said this. I'm changing my personality because I saw that. And now it's not me anymore. Now the entire community is almost forming and molding me, who I am as a content creator, as a speaker, and same thing with radio. Whatever reviews come in with radio, that host has got to change. So it doesn't matter what you want to talk about. It doesn't matter what's going on that you think is important that you need to report on. This comes from the radio part. You had to talk about what Katy Perry was wearing during the Academy Awards. You had to talk about what was Beyonce's new hit. You had to talk about all this stuff that in the back of my mind, hey, it might be great for anybody out there. Like if you're into that stuff, that's you. But I could not force my personality to enjoy looking into that stuff. It's almost like sports. If you're not a sports person, how are you going to be so passionate to talk about sports? It's almost like you can't, unless
I'm with you on
you
this.
forcibly change your personality. So once I figured that out, I was like, okay, I don't exactly like that. I like changing my personality for the form of entertainment. Like when I first began my podcast a long time ago, it was literally called the ChopsTalk. That's how it began.
I still have the name.
It was me, Daryl, and Armando.
Shout out Daryl and Armando.
They were a great co-host. I mean, absolutely spot on. They kept me going. Here's the thing. I was those co-hosts. It was me talking to myself, changing my voice, having an argument with myself, and nobody knew. So it was literally it would just it would be so today, Daryl, I found out that I don't give a damn what the hell you think. Where's my skill set? Daryl, calm down. All right. All right. You and Armando had an argument today. Yeah, it was about some orangutan getting. He weren't. It was stuff like that. Literally, it would just go. It was
Oh,
just go.
improv times a million. This is imagination, right? I love that.
And that was the funnest part about radio that I loved so much, is that you can create this world and nobody can see you, but they can see what you're saying. You put them in that world, and all of a sudden it's like reading, it's like listening to an audiobook, except somebody else is in control and not just like the writer.
I love that. You said so many insightful things that I want to unpack. Kind of going back even to how you related your experience before to make your experience now better. I think that was overstated because it's an easy say. Like, he was in radio, but the things that you realized that you didn't like about radio, you were able to self-reflect within yourself to understand that's what you're trying to make it. When like oh, I have like your whatever character you're being for that certain person is the equivalent to saying you have to talk about Katy Perry. It's not the authentic way you want to be. And through using your experience, you really were able to excel. Like, I don't think a lot of people do that self-reflection to understand what they didn't like and how to change their future within the world you did. Like, I think it's Go ahead.
Self-reflecting is 100% one of the scariest things a person can ever go through. And have you ever seen the Never Ending Story?
You told me about this in one of our talks, and I wrote it down. It's on one of these cards. And yes, for this conversation, yes, I've seen it.
So Atreyu, spoiler alert, but not really, because this movie came out in the 80s. Guys, go watch the Never Ending Story if you've never done it. Atreyu has to go through these obstacles in order to complete his mission. The very last one is looking at himself in the mirror. This guy has had like lasers like coming out of titties, like being shot at him.
Fembots.
His horse died. He talked to giant turtles. But looking at himself in the end was the most horrifying and hard thing that he could do. And that's what it's the hardest thing that anybody can do, is be self-honest with yourself. With yourself, because we all want to pretend that we're these perfect angels, but no, we all got these skeletons. Every single one of us. That's why one of my triggers is when somebody judges somebody for something that they did. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, okay, well, what if?
Yeah, I've done some shitty things. I can give you a couple lists. You need some shitty things? I've done some things. What do you want?
It's that. Who's that? There's this old wise man who once said, "He amongst you who has never fucked up, go ahead and throw the first brick."
Yeah. Something sin, something cast thy first stone. I don't know. I'm with you on that. You say something biblical. No, but I'm a big fan of that, because especially in woke culture, not to make you wokers hit the dislike button. Because once again, my mental health, don't you press that dislike button. Hey, for real though, it's funny though, is that is a scary thing. I think of it for different reasons, not even self-reflection. Just go look in your mirror and just tell me who's staring back at you. That's weird. Especially you get nice and close and you get deep in your eyes. I get weirded out by that. Once again, for later. But on the self-reflection, I really do. It's tough because this goes back to the conversation we were having with Steve-O yesterday, where we're all drawn into these poles, into these groups, and when people either A, identified, or B, are being identified as, you lose the immediate je ne sais quoi, right, about whatever that is. And I think that's in self-reflecting a lot of that. I keep talking about this course like an absolute.
Are you talking about like once you become part of a demographic, then like who are you really? What's unique about you?
Well, I think that about everything. Like, that's the deepest form of it, right? When you climb down that ladder, I think that's the last question. It's like I think if you want to use your mirror analogy, that's the question people are scared to answer in the mirror. Is like, if I'm not A or a B or our sponsor for today, D. This is like Sesame Street. But if I don't,
if I don't stand for something, like okay, I'll make a South Park reference. South Park had an episode where, you remember like the rubber bands that people would wear in order to like show support.
Live strong.
and
Yeah,
whatnot?
yeah, yeah. I was big into those.
It's like that. It's like they had so many of these things. Shit, now I forgot. Wait, hold on. I had a point, and now it's gone. Nope, I did it to myself again. Damn it!
I gotta be careful.
This will happen.
I'm
This will happen.
yeah, I'm a shiny object. Like, you know what I mean? I'll watch myself on that.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Exactly.
I swear I can get it back. I swear I
Squirrel,
can
Live
get it
Strong
back.
bracelets. Live Strong bracelets. And
Live
those,
Strong
there used
bracelets.
to be a time where
Before
we
that-
wore all those bracelets.
Uh-huh.
You got-
Yeah, but what were we talking about before that? We were talking about the woke society. The woke society.
You're asking the worst person. I black out every time I talk. Like, I watch my podcast back and I'm like, who is it? Who is this? What do you say? When did we talk about this?
I swear to God, like my brain knows when I'm about to say something genius, and it goes, "Nope,
like-
not today."
it's like-
Tell you what,
like-
mid-sentence, you're gonna forget.
It's like, you had it. Man, yeah, woke society, dislike button, mental health, bracelets.
Yeah.
There's
Now, I do want to say something real quick with the woke society. We have to kind of alliterate here. We are totally okay with you. It's you that are not okay with us. While we're being okay with you, that's where the collision happens. At least with me.
and my
myself.
problem is that you keep, like, we all keep getting tricked into going with the we versus us and them versus and you know what I mean? And like this is what I mean.
Division.
Is if you're in the woke society, this is what I challenge everyone in the woke society. I challenge myself. This I challenge everyone.
What type of rituals do you think the woke society has?
What type of what?
What type of rituals does the woke society have?
Chops, it's like we didn't even go over talking points, and it's like you're reading my talking points. But I just want to get this quick advice out to the woke society. And no, I love it. You're nailing it. These are the most natural transitions. But the only like genuine advice, this isn't. I wish I had something funny to say right now, and I've had all this time to stall and think. But the genuine advice is, don't be afraid to speak out. I think that's what we like. Literally, I hate to get real because I want this to be not real. Yeah, chicken poop. Don't take your unicorn so seriously, because someone's unicorn has bigger testicles or not. I'm not saying testicles make that unicorn bigger. See, I'm in trouble with the unicorn people now. Let's get out of this. Let's get into the rituals of the woke. Let's get into the rituals of the woke. No, for real. I just want to make F all that. Broadcasting and Chops, that last question just to finish up our journey of Chops. Thank you for bringing us to the insight. You can already see, ladies and gentlemen, he's the most underrated guy on Twitch, in my opinion, every time. Let alone the internet, man. Like, honestly, we all everyone who watches you says the same thing. It's like, what? How is this guy not on television, right? Like, what am I watching on TV these days? Anyways, I don't want to ask you,
Much
live.
appreciated.
Yeah. For the future, what's the future hold for Chops? Perfect world. You're a master of your own vibrations. You've painted a picture. The world is on your side. Everyone loves you. What are we doing?
Man, what's my end goal when it comes to like life, or end goal when it comes to streaming, or just
You and me are
what we're doing
Illuminati,
right now.
right? We're Illuminati. Let's talk Illuminati. We know the end is not the point. It's the journey. So what's the journey look like, Chopster?
Well, that's the thing. It's not a journey if you can see straight through the forest. You gotta live the journey. That's half the fun about me, and half the worst part about me is that I don't like to plan. I'm a very bad planner. I like to live every day like as it is, not necessarily that old saying like live every day like it's your last, don't go do tons of cocaine and hookers. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. But literally think about what's making you mad at the end of the day. Is it worth it? How many hours are you wasting on whatever thoughts that you're having whenever it comes to even anxiety, depression? What are you thinking about? How much time are you wasting on it? Yeah, so it's really hard for me myself to even say what an end goal is. What do I want? I mean, we're in the end. I just want to be happy with my wife, and that's the conclusion I could have, and find some way to make our pets immortal, and that's about it.
Cats are interdimensional. His wife is
that's all I can
watching
think
right now,
about.
everyone. For everyone who's sitting out there going, she's watching. Okay? That's his canned answer. And we all know. No, honestly, I should have expected a humble and hermetic answer, if you will, about understanding what is your frequencies and controlling your immediate environment to make yourself better.
Mhm.
So let me rephrase my question. What's making Chops happy right now? And you alluded to your beautiful wife, your interdimensional cats. What does your day-to-day look like now through Twitch? What's really lighting you up right now? What's pumping those vibrations?
Man, that's a deep question. Hold on.
Only deeps.
Gotta think here.
The thinking kazoo.
Don't make fun of it. This is my thinking whistle. I wish I had an answer to that because I can't. I can't. Wait a minute, hold on. What was the question?
That's
why I don't have an answer to it, because I forgot the question.
No. And you know what? I set you up because you gave you're like, here, you know what? I was like, hey, what do you want out of the future? Like, here's all the things that make me happy in the present. I'm like, well, what makes you happy in the present? You're like, I'm pretty sure I just listed them, and he's at. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying, what are some of the things outside your wife and cat that are lighting you up? Like, I don't want to go too far down the road, but like I said, you stream on Twitch. You do have a passion for that. So just like in your eyes, where's that going?
Hold on, let me know. I gotta turn my fan on right now. All right, there we go. As for my passion for Twitch and everything, that's had to be put down on like the down low because I had to get a big boy job. So now I'm a welder again.
Oh man, I want to talk about this as well because this is very important. I think
you can hear
Go
that
ahead.
fan. Fuck that fan.
No, we can't. It's probably just. I understand how hot it is, especially. We use lights here, people, and these lights get hot. They get hot. I'm sweating through my suit. Look at here. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. The age is Zoomers. Yes. All right, we keep that arm down for the rest of the show. I told you it's hot. It's hot, and I'm nervous.
I got my answer.
Hit me.
Okay, now when it comes to the Twitch thing, now beforehand, I was taking it super, super, super serious. Like days planned out. Like I had to keep everything on a weekly basis, to the point where it got stressful. It got like that. Remember that personality change that I was talking about and with the radio thing?
Mm-hmm.
I saw that happening in the Twitch realm. So I had to back off a lot. Many a times I had to like kind of step back and be like, okay. What do I originally want out of this? Now that it's not trying to make it big and make a living off of it, now it's strictly back to the roots of having a conversation, talking with people, looking things up on YouTube, laughing together, literally like being there for the people that are bored, that don't have anybody else to talk to, that don't have anywhere else to go for a conversation. That's the magic of Twitch right there. It's that serendipity somehow happens with so many people because, for instance, me and you, it's not by accident that we met. It's everybody that we meet within our community is meant to happen. It's crazy because me and my wife have met people from across the seas, and now they're like some of our best friends. And look at you, you're in Canada. I'm in South Carolina. We're like best friends. We know people like Quill who lives in Croatia. We know people like Caliber. Wait a minute, Caliber also lives in Canada.
It's a big country. Okay, it's a big country. It's now even bigger being owned by a certain. Never mind. But for real, Quill's on the other side of the country from him. Like it would be almost just as far to get to him as it was to get to you. So it like you said, it's getting people from across the earth. I do want to back up though, because once again, I feel like these were some of the messages I tried when I started streaming. This is what I wanted to talk about, which was coming from a corporate world. We got a lot of structure, and then you go into online or whatever, especially now with people being forced to try new avenues, and you got to be careful. You ride a line with desperation versus content. And you, coming from a radio background, understood the value of content, the value of longevity of being in it. Like streaming, the way some people look at streaming is, why aren't you live every day? Or what, like, because that is the perspective that we have. What, get yet the grind? Are you partner yet? Oh, you just got to grind more, bud. And it's like, what, like, what are you doing? Like, and then you see the, like, you know what I mean? So I love the fact that, and not every streamer is like this, obviously. And I think the people that you see that, well, at least the ones like some of the ones you even talked about, you have people that understand what they're doing for, right? And what's their why. And as soon as you establish that and take out the desperation of it, I think you understand you're getting paid nothing in Twitch being the world's greatest pyramid scheme, and getting your friends and family to support you. And please, if you're enjoying this content, hit my 0 alerts that are going to go off, because I've turned them off on you while I'm ignoring your chat. Like, but for real though, like, jokes aside, like it got to that point. I remember that myself, where we're like, the curtain comes down. You're like, oh, okay. Okay, so like this is like, if you compare it to a job, once again, you Zoomers, is things that before this anti-work movement came, right? Like people used to go to contribute to society. I'm not one to lecture right now. I'm literally in the back boat here, living out my Zoomer dreams. But for real though, like the jobs are the way that we kind of, if you look at that and what you're getting paid per hour, and then we talk about streaming and not the hours you're even live, right? Like even the hours that you're live, you talk about all the things you put in behind the work. Like, man, one of our guys on our channel, from your channel as well, Caliber, was doing a stream where he's teaching people how to edit this stuff. So like, people have so many different whys and they're so on, but as a content creator, it's and as everyone in the world, it's so easy to get caught up in this number game of likes and putting your value within what people are saying. And like you said, here's the personal part for me, and I know you're an empath, is it took a toll on us the days we couldn't get there, right? Like even the way you described getting, like, just so everyone knows, Chops is succeeding in life, and he got a promotion that he's feeling guilty about talking about openly, because it's a job that the Zoomers are gonna judge and be like, why aren't you on Twitch? Like, I really feel like it's crazy, man. I don't know what world we live in. You know what I mean? Like, for what? Like, I don't think people understand.
It's all simulation.
It's all a simulation, but that's why it's funny that that's our natural reaction, right? And that's why I like, that's a performer, ladies and gentlemen. The show must go on. And that's his mentality, even though he's succeeding and killing it. Oh man, Chops.
I wish I could do it more. And that's the thing. Like, there is a guilt that comes with not being able to be there with the community. There's a guilt that's there. Then if I miss a Discord message, if I miss something that was put in the disc, and like, so many things can make you feel so bad. You feel like a bad friend, you know. But you also have to realize you can't be there for everybody. You know, you have to stand your feet, stand your ground, know what comes first, which in my case, that is family, pets. Well, pets are the family, and that's basically first.
He meant you still number one, Stevie. He still mentioned number one. She's still watching, bro. Come on. She's still your cats aren't gonna like see this, maybe. Well, in a couple of dimensions. But one thing I want, oh man, I did it to myself now. I've blacked out. It was a good one. I know it was a good one. That was it. So, and what you said, and I joke and scream and like, for what? But like, I feel the exact same way, right? Like you grow. You know what they say, Chops? Says streamer's the new bartender, right? Like it's literally, it's like people come in, they tell you, they come in, they take the weight of the world off of their thing, and we try when we're not screaming at them, calling them names. We're trying to take the world off their shoulders, and we're trying to get people to get away for a minute, right? And I love that.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like I gotta call out the people that are on Twitch, that go on Twitch, go to certain channels to gain all the attention, and we'll go to the point where somebody just bought some Streamloop stuff for me. Thank you. It popped up. If anybody's wondering what that little box was.
Shout out ChopsTalk live on Twitch TV. Backside ChopsTalk. I just had a stroke. Continue.
But yeah, you would get people that would literally come in and like I either make up stories or do whatever they can to put all the attention onto themselves. And that also got very tiring because you would like, you're in such an upbeat mood, and then all of a sudden these particular people will come in not with legit like, yo, my I don't know, my mother just passed away or anything like that. Well, number one, why are you going to Twitch to tell people this?
Tough
like
place. You should probably be with your family right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of catfish that I ran into during my career in Twitch, to the point where like I had to immediately start sussing people, like anybody that came in. What, like if they said something very traumatic or very something, I had to be like, is this real? Can I believe you? Like, I mean, I hate it. I hate that that's what some of the members of the community did. But thank God they're not there anymore. But that's just another thing that a lot of people don't know that happens on Twitch.
Some people you just like don't miss. You know what I'm saying? I mean that in life. I don't. No one needs to take this. Like, actually, once again, the people that are taking this personally ain't here no more. Get out of here. But for real, I think that's a good point in life. And I was talking to an old friend named Mina. Shout out Mina. I want to have you on the show, sir. He was I worked with him in the non-for-profit sector, and he was telling me his wife was going through, like, I'm gonna butcher this term, but I believe it's called vicarious PTSD, where as a social worker you're re-experiencing the PTSD that you'd get for being the person. And I think people like yourself, and there's empaths like that, and I don't want to say we're the same as social workers by any means, but I think that there are these moments where man, it gets overwhelming because we don't try to suss out I'm not assuming everyone, like, we're not assuming people are catfishing, but at the same time, like I don't know, sometimes you wonder if people are aware of what's going on, right? Like, it's not a FaceTime conversation where we're chatting. We're trying to make other people's day, and then we're not doing it in a selfish manner where we're like, I want the attention on me. I don't care about your dad dying, right? Like, this is zero. It's obviously not the case. But like you said, there's a time and place, and it's like, are we going to are we going to a concert and stealing Taylor Swift's microphone? Like, hey Taylor, I'm gonna let you finish, right? I'm gonna let you finish, Chops. But my dad just died of
gay fish.
Right? Like, so I completely understand time and place. That being said, for the other cases, is because I know people like Chops, and for anyone who's had that, even for myself, if you had that on my channel, we have a Discord like where we have open communities. Man, we are the most caring, loving, supporting bunch of people you've ever met in your life, and I mean bunch of people, racist like that. And like, honestly, we have the support networks all there for you. So please, when you're in any of our chats, plus whatever Discord, and just find the community and understand that everyone is there with you. But we're trying to raise a vibration so that when you come in there, you can do exactly what it was intended to do. Get away from the world from a minute. Take that out of your mind, right? That's not like, right? It's like Saturday Night Live. It's like, can I get a suggestion from the audience? You know what I mean? Like, my dog lost his back 2 legs. Got hit by a car. You're like, oh, okay. This is just like it's place and time.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you brought that up because it does sound a little heartless in a way, but until you're there and you're in that moment and you're a streamer, like you do have to get to a point where you say, look, I'm not a therapist. I'm not allowed to I can't give you medical advice. I can't give you mental advice. It's not my place. What I can do is entertain you. So stick around. And if you want to hit me up on Discord later on, hey, do the same thing. But while you're in here, hey, let's have a good time.
Yeah, this is being recorded. If something happens to you, they have video evidence of us saying what? Are you guys dumb? Come on. Go in my Discord and I'll tell you to do terrible things if you fit in a certain group. Shout out. For real though, right? Like it's a very live thing. And that's where I was like disillusioned with streamer, because I was like, am I putting out content or am I like just constantly reacting? And that once again was nothing to do with community. For me, that was after some self-reflection, realizing that was me. I take everything. Like right now, for instance, I'm ignoring this chat blind. I don't care what you say. You say whatever. Just kidding. I just want to let them know I'm not ignoring them before we move on. I love you guys, and put your questions in the chat for Chops. We'll get to them at the end.
And guys, and literally in the end, we're just trying to we're trying to send out the good vibrators, and because everybody needs the good. I mean, vibrators. Jesus Christ!
No, let's sneak a sponsor in right now. The next segment is sponsored to you by AdamandEve.com. Use the code TRFTS and you'll probably get something fun, at least for sure. Okay, continue, Chops. Thanks for that sponsor break. Got him.
So brought to you by Adam and Eve. Just sending out good vibes. I think that's every Twitch streamer's like thing that they're trying to do, unless you're like somebody like Tyler One, that's you're known to be trolly, trollish, constantly yelling, constantly smacking the desk and stuff, but that's his character. That's what he does. That's what, and he knows it gets him those views.
A KSI, is he a modern day KSI? Man, I'm like the opposite of a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was a student in the game, I'd be the opposite of that. I do not know a single thing. I like Ninja and my man Nick Merckx. Shout out Nick Merckx. And then we got my favorite streamer here. We got the community. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know any of these big guys. Tyler One. I'm sure.
Tyler One. He was great. Known for League of Legends. He's huge. I mean, he was known for starting riots on the streets, like just pure trolling. Not like bad riots, but just like trolley riots, whatever it may be. This was like way back in the day when League of Legends tried to ban him. So he gathered a bunch of people, and everybody was like, "Get him back in, let him play again."
Let's get a mini militia around. Yeah, let's get him a mini militia of flash mobs, which seems to be the new craze taking over the United States.
But that's how he took off.
Yeah,
like he was this guy that would yell at a screen. People, that might be a Zoomer thing, because Zoomers, from what I'm gathering, because you could look at the history of memes. Okay. Our meme was, one does not like easily walk into Mordor. Now the memes are like a quick clip. All of a sudden you hear this in the like loud noise.
Mind control base. Yeah.
I don't understand that. The red effect, and it's going like shit like that. I don't get it. I don't understand that comedy.
Chops, just to let you know, a bunch of Zoomers are about to clip the shit out of this, and it's just going to be like old men yell at generation. And it's just going to be like, in my day, we used Willy Wonka to construe our memes, and now you kids are...
I don't wish to yell. I wish to understand you, Zoomers.
Yeah, no. See, that's what I was trying to do. That's why I was hoping. Like I screamed a couple times, not because of my genuine anger towards a generation. No. Towards trying to gain them as followers, because they seem to like that masochist kind of stuff. Anyways, I'm tired of talking about Zoomers already. Maybe they exhaust me. On every level, you can be exhausted. This is not notes. I was like, what's my next subject? RuPaul is related to Jake and Logan. Whole family's a bunch of hustlers.
Who's RuPaul?
Someone I respect tremendously, honestly. RuPaul Drag Race. Shout out RuPaul Drag Race. One of the best shows on TV. Kimchi's my favorite. That's but honestly, great show. Entertaining. But RuPaul obviously probably not related to Jake or Logan Paul. I don't know why I have that written down. You ever just write notes down, Chops, and you just find them and you're like, where?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, I have a few right here. Let's see. Arcane, Crab Game, Elden Ring, and fix my GPU, or at least figure out how it works.
The last one looks like a direction. That's nice. Mine's like literally like NFTs, scam, spam, money laundering scheme, or money maker? Question mark. It's like, wait, what? Is this a note to myself on like how to get money? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got crab games and GPU and shit. Our notes are very different, sir.
Sheesh. Couldn't even tell you. There's some things that we were chatting about, man. Chops, I have so many authentic conversations with you, and I think that's what I really, really respect about even now is the journey. Even since I met you a year ago, bro. Like since I met you, I saw that because you were a little less new a year ago. I was brand new, so I was like, man, how does this guy pander to everyone? I hate everyone. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like people are so like they're so stupid. And I gotta pretend like nope, for sure. You know what I mean? And you just had this eloquent manner, but then you could start seeing people would take advantage of that, and they'd be like, "All right, let's see if we can tug them to be a little bit wider." And then before you know it, the Chops we know and love is a schizo. And then you see, but then you had that evolution, you had that self-reflection. You're like, man. And you were bang on. People love you as you, and like even right now. So that's why I'm saying, like even when we have conversations out this, I was laughing earlier, and I wanted to interrupt you so bad because that's what I do. He's say like, man, you're talking about this persona that you created, but at the end, isn't that what we all kind of do as humans? Like especially in this digital age, is we're just crafting a persona we're comfortable with, and you just happen to have the benefits of doing that online as a streamer. I think that's really cool, man. And to see such an authentic version come out with the ability to go wherever he wants, I think that just speaks volumes to you as a person.
Appreciate that, man. I mean, really, it's just I figured out early on that, well, not early on, actually. I'm still trying to figure the things out, which is one of the things I like about myself. One of the very few things I like about myself is that I have a childlike mind. Now, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Childlike mind means that a child knows nothing. A child is always asking questions. It never tends to be the adult, to be the all-knowing, the almighty of so that allows me to continue. I don't know, just being this happy-go-lucky type of personality. Now, when you said pandering, that's what got me away.
Yeah, I didn't mean that as a negative, but I meant that to like sub it up as a whole. We you and I both know like that's and what we end up doing, but like it's like just those split, like you were talking earlier, you said it way better in less of a sum up. It's just like the way you quickly just when this person's here, you're acting a certain way. And like if someone tells you something traumatic happened in your chat, you immediately have to go to a certain place. So just like
exactly.
Yeah.
And oh God. And then once chat starts arguing with each other, and then you got to act like mom and dad, and you just got to go, everybody calm down. Calm down.
Oh, I like that
all love each other? Why can't we all just love each other? Like that's the whole point of this realm, is that no matter what you believe in, no matter what you think, no matter what you did, that was a realm that I wanted to create. That maybe I have created it. I don't know. Like I have we've had ups and downs. Obviously, every streamer does with the community, but in the end, the whole purpose of it was to create a place where everybody can come to. It didn't matter who you were as an individual. It didn't matter where you came from. You were just welcomed. You were welcomed, you know? And that was the biggest point. And then the second point was to create a conversation, because I just wanted to be entertained because I wanted
I love that, man. It sounds so simple, right? It's like simple. I just want to, but like you look at like, and I want to take this off of Twitch because I hope it's the guys. I hope it's the minority. You know what I mean? I hope we're not talking to I hope all the people that are watching this aren't all Twitch, because people need to learn how everything as is with as is above, as is below. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all the same, right? So when we're saying all that in Twitch, take that in your real life. The person that you're becoming, are you getting pulled? Are you doing authentic stuff for you? Are you able to be you in chat? What is it that you want to achieve out there? Do you want to have a conversation? I don't care if you are doing nothing. If you're just yelling at your buddy, what's the point of it? Would you put a purpose on it and start marching for that, instead of going to pander to everyone and maybe talk about things that you know are touching points in society, which is where I told Steve the other day I use virtue signaling as the sweariest of swear words. Because when people virtue signal publicly and it's not authentic, once again, if that's your game, I'm with you. Trust me, I'm with you. 9 times out of 10, like I said last time, if you're coming after the show and you want the show to fail, I'm with you if you are authentic about it. It's just the authenticity gets lost with trying to fit in the woke party, which we got to find a better word so that they don't get offended. The happy everybody loves party.
We need your definition of what you just said, virtual signaling. What is that?
Yeah, and great. I'm so glad you asked that, because people take things so literally these days. All I'm saying is, like, you put a definition on this. I didn't say virtue signaling, even though I just said it. I'm telling you right now, I didn't just say it, and you're gonna believe me, because I didn't just say that. But for real, I didn't just say that. So I forgot what I said. That was crazy. I swear to God, I'm trying to think of what I just said.
I swear to God, you said virtual
signaling.
Are you trolling me right now?
No.
I'm gullible enough to fall for that.
No, man. That's a half like blackout, half like some yoga stuff I've been teaching myself. It's kind of cool, but I don't want to get into it. I might black out. That was scary.
What, to black out? Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, like I black out live.
Black out, I'll take the reins.
I'm always nervous. I live alone. But anyways, for virtue signaling, once again, insert blank.
He did say it. I knew it.
Haven't said it once. Done. But
what's fun?
But for real, I just want to say, like, for that, I just want to say, like, I don't care what you call it. If you call it unicorns, I think you're an idiot, and not an idiot. But man, I have just once the tongue comes out.
So much?
No, I said,
you and unicorns.
Unicorns. You know what? I just they are keeping the Dark Lord alive in the Forbidden Forest. Shout out
Unicorn
HP1.
Society, we apologize up front. We don't hate you. We love you.
PETA. Is PETA you know what? Let's get back into not virtue signaling. But for real, I just have a problem with people being inauthentic. That's all I mean. That's all. Let's just sum it up to that. And once again, if something is authentic for you and you stand for it, like I said before, I'm your first person in your corner, even if it's an anti-me parade, which there's not a lot of those, but there are I want to go into this every second, but I'm not gonna, Chops. History is written by the victors, written by some racist. That's a joke, because I looked up, because I heard that quote, and it was I literally heard that quote, and it was Sir Winston Churchill, of course, for all you history buffs out there. And I went to look it up because I didn't know who that is. I'm just arrogantly telling you because I Googled it. And when I Googled it, it's hilarious to see the train of thought. This is how I know. Chops, if you're ever feeling like you don't know where to stand in woke culture, Google something. That's it. And Google will tell you directly how to feel. Honestly, like, it's the best. Like, I want everyone to do this as a little thing. I'll do it live so I can waste time and make terrible content. But history is written by the victors. Okay, we're gonna write that, and we're gonna type it in here, and they're gonna say this is a Victorious, and then it goes like, is this written by force? Is this a good thing to think? There's a bad historical thinking. History is written by the thing. Like how this could be considered racist. William Barr says history is written by winners, not anymore. I just have so much problems, but I don't want to get into that. I just wanted to say that I think Winston Churchill's a racist.
Look here, okay. I'm just gonna say it this way, okay. Well, we'll use the new movie Dune, okay. People were going after that movie because they were looking at it as a white savior type of movie. A white person is coming to a planet to save the thing. They instantly hopped on that boat, not knowing that white person in the books is actually the villain. You don't find that out until movie number 2. but people were so instant to hop onto that. Almost just like the movie that I watch almost every night right now. I talked to you the other night about it. It's called the Amistad, where a slave ship was overtaken, rightfully so, by the way, because they were stolen in the time illegally, because we have to say in the time, guys, in the time. Now I looked up the reviews of this movie because I was like, oh my God, this movie is absolutely amazing. I love the historical value. I didn't know this happened. All the reviews are saying like, oh, it's a white savior movie. I was like, but it happened. That's history. Why does it matter?
Right?
Like that guy, it doesn't matter what color he was. He helped an entire race start their journey in a land that they were forced into
under the guise of white supremacy. You're missing the point, Chops. It's wild, isn't it? Isn't it wild? Like I love this. Like, and you know what? Just in case time travel exists and we go back in time, to all you slave owners out there, it is what it is. This is gonna be so terribly received. Anyways, Zoomers, this is what you call a joke.
We're just talking history. It happened. It's important. Like you got to understand, Zoomers. Anybody out there that's this is another thing about the woke culture, the woke society that is scaring me, is that they want things deleted. They want things off the face of the planet. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, it's very, very important to know the bad things that happened in history so that it does not repeat itself. Famous quote. So now, if we think about it, let's take for instance the constant banning of social networks where there are racist people, and like I'll give it to them, actual racist people coming together in these social networks. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, that's a really bad thing. Let's delete them. Get rid of them." Mm-hmm. I say, wait a minute, that's cool. We know where they're at. We know what they're talking. It's right on the open.
Let's dox them and go to their house.
What? Why do you want them to meet in secret? You don't want that. Let them be idiots.
I'm with you. And this was the side that I argued. I tried to be as Switzerland as possible on this with Steve-O. And I that's where I don't think of woke culture as it, because woke culture is nothing new. It's just like as far as
it really isn't.
It's just it's primal instinct where a majority of people will just oh man, I blacked out. I blacked out again. But no, but this is like it's our primal instinct to go ahead. Oh man, I blacked out, Chops. I blacked out.
No, you're right.
This is what we were talking about earlier. Murder. Chat. I was like, wait a minute. I missed the. I was like, what GIFs are broken? I was like, I have ADD times 1,000.
Woke culture to me, I completely forgot because I was so young that I did not understand what woke culture was. I did not understand what was going on because I was a teenager and all I cared about was fucking, because that's what teenagers like. Instant. But
You know it.
now when I go back and I rewatch like South Park episodes, obviously I'm a South Park fan. I love it. You go back into episodes that were back in the early 2000s, very early 2000s, where PC Principle is introduced.
Mhm.
Like I think to myself, oh my God, it went way back then.
Mhm.
It's not something that's brand new.
Mm-mm.
It's only escalating. It's escalating into something that I don't even think that the people that were originally fighting for this meant it to escalate to this
I-
form. Because,
I'm with you, and I think this kind of is like a blender of everything we talked about. Kind of what I talked about with Steve in a way, is that there is like number one the feeling of being needed to being associated with a group and feeling like that group has the power, and number two, this one's kind of a tougher one to go into. And I'm just gonna write it down because I don't want to forget it, because I want to go on the other point first. But the woke culture, where I was going into Steve with Steve earlier, was with woke culture being a good thing. Is we've always done this. Like this is literally like how I said to him. He's like, this is how you get people to stop saying the N-word, right? It's like if you say that if you say that in public, you're gonna find out pretty quick. You don't need to. You don't need to go like back and find a tweet. Like that guy's gonna get killed, right? He's like, you just say that in the wrong place, it's game over.
You
right?
brought up a great point right there, because I like it needs to be said that like woke culture, we're not against it. I'm actually I love it. I don't like the radical part of it. There's a lot of things that I love until it gets a little too radical, a little too much, you know, to the point where like where you're trying to censor people. It's freedom of speech. It is so important. I know, and yes,
This
I
gets
get
crazy
it.
for me.
If somebody's saying something that you don't like, I get it. It makes you upset, and you want to do everything in your power to take them down. But remember, those words, you are making yourself affected by those words. You are the one that is intaking those words. Those, and I use this all the time. What are words? Literally, there are like two flaps of skin inside of our throats that vibrate.
Another point.
Vibrate.
How is he doing this? How is he doing this?
Are you serious? You're fucking with me now.
No, I'm not. Like, I'll show you these after, because no one can. I don't want to show my girly handwriting. But there was someone I met on your channel named Quill. Shout out Quill, who said offense can't be given; it can only be taken. And I love that through and through and through and through and through. And that is the point. Is I think when people, and that's where I snap. I have no off key. I have no self reflection. Someone wants to put intent into my words that I have put intent into. We got a problem. And guess what? You're not going to win this one, unfortunately, because I was the one who said it. So that drives me nuts. And even worse is like the woke culture that gets the trash kicking. And this is where I love how you drew that line there, because we're not against woke culture. We're against radicals of everything. Of my own opinion, of everything that I'm saying, the radical people, in my opinion, I think that they are offside. And I think the radicalization of us feeling the need, like we need to go up one and be, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But the thing that I wrote here was, and this one's real tough. People are going to take this the wrong way because nobody can self-reflect, and they're going to take these as absolute. But I think a lot of the kids these days, but once again, this is like minute 36. Not a chance kids are here. Like a lot of kids. And once again, I want to say all this because I joke. I make a lot of jokes. These are all jokes. When I say kids do this, kids are sponges. We made you, the society made you exactly the way. Unfortunately, you can do a little bit better. You don't have to be such a fuck all the time. But society made you into a certain way as far as like not as socially conscious, not as like, because we're being locked down for 2 years and really prime building lives for a lot of these kids. This is affecting kids in a lot of ways. So when I say a lot of these things, please understand I'm 90% joking, 10% wishing you'd fuck off.
But you also need to know that, COVID and the woke culture, it did a lot of things. It destroyed comedy. It destroyed jokes.
And life.
It destroyed. Look at what Dave Chappelle's going through right now, you know? Now, he went about it, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, And anybody that wants to change that, you're more than welcome to. Because I'm not one of those people that like, I'm going to stand my ground on this hill. It's like, no. He made
stand your ground this week. We're still on the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. You know what I'm saying? It's still on that.
Is that really a thing?
I have no idea. I'm Canadian, man. I'm just trying to fit in with Americans. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Just take me down with you as a refugee, please. I want to come to America.
Well, you guys have that saying, right? Die on the hill.
Yeah, we got a couple
Like,
things
we'll
up
die
here.
on this hill.
Yeah, of course. But yeah,
Okay. So we're on board with that. Okay. Yeah. Some things like I will not die on the hill with. When it comes to comedy, though, and somebody making a joke, even if it's a bad joke, inappropriate, we get it. And to tell you the truth, I don't think a lot of comedians make very inappropriate jokes. Like very few comedians like use the N-word unless obviously they're black. You know, very few comedians are really attacking like a specific God, am I trying to say genre, gender, race,
everything. You're right. A specific whatever category people want to put themselves in, or identify as, and take the joke individually out and put themselves in the group that gets offended. Absolutely, you've nailed it.
I'll use an example. Eddie Murphy, and when he was on Saturday Night Live, he did a skit where he dressed up as a white guy, and he's watching white people. He's
what?
Like, okay. Have you never seen this?
No, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just pretending to be outraged. You know what I'm saying? Everyone finds outrage about something.
He's like studying the white people. He's like, oh yeah, like look how tight their asses are. Yeah, I gotta have a really tight ass when I walk. That's just, and like if you were to reverse that, how offensive would that be?
Oh man.
But knowing that I know that it's a joke, I go as a white person, that's funny as shit. Because yeah, I do walk like I have a tight ass.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know that until he pointed that out.
I don't think anyone knows how to laugh at themselves, Chops. That's crazy to me. Like, and that's evident. But my favorite skit on Dave Chappelle was the racial pixies. Remember the racial pixies? And if you haven't seen this is shout out Dave Chappelle. Shout out Netflix season 3. After he didn't get it, he got these racial pixies. So he's like, what? You know how as a race you feel uncomfortable in certain situations. Like if you're the only white guy if you're the only, you're going to feel uncomfortable. So he's like, he does it for every race. He does a Japanese, a Mexican, a white, a black guy. And it's so funny. It's like, man, it's amazing. Like the white guy's like, hey, look at her. She's got good old fashioned pancake butt, just like mom used to make, right? Like just amazing comedy. And like in woke culture that wouldn't really stand, because I keep missing this point. And the point that I feel like a lot of people are being driven in and understanding is while we're growing up, a lot of shit happens to us, right? And in life, a lot of stuff happens to you and you don't feel like you're being heard, right? And you don't feel like you get the proper empathy to a lot of the situations. I know what's going on in your life. I know what's going on in every single one of your lives. I'm the U.S. government. For real, though, I might be. You don't know that. But I know what's going on in everyone's life because it's as above as below. Like everything is a microcosm of the macrocosm, and we all go through this. And if you don't feel heard, and if you found your whole life where you fit into a box, and you don't, and everyone's shit on this box, but now there's this escape where no one can touch you, no one can say those naughty words that hurt you as a child. Those are you're protected in this zone with these people that you're going to radicalize yourself. And I feel like that's where we're losing the individuality part. So that's my complaint, is the people that will see, like once again, like if no one watched that Dave Chappelle thing, and I'll die on this hill. Shout out Hills. Is if nobody watched that Dave Chappelle thing and then they're offended, they should shut the fuck up. Simply. There's no, I don't know where we're going with this, because if you listen to it, he even
watched it.
Yeah, he took away his comedy routine and spent more in an unfunny buildup to write a story and paint you a picture of where his perception comes in, where he gets his bias, why he thinks it's offensive, why he even makes jokes that it reeks of white privilege. Like he literally makes it, and he tells you why. And people just will be like, oh, you know what? This is probably going to offend somebody. I'm going to be a champion of that person. This is going to get me clout, whatever it is. That's crazy to me. And that's where we need to draw the line. But the thing, the place where I've drawn back and then why I don't comment is because, like I tell Steve about conspiracy theorists, I don't judge every conspiracy theorist on QAnoners. Right? Like, that's fucking we shouldn't be judging anyone on any type of book. And that's where I get, and we all fall trapped to it. Don't, like, I hate to sound self-righteous. We all know I fall. I'm the quickest to fall. But that's our immediate, like, self-defense is, let's get into a group. We get, you know what I mean? Oh, no one's touching this group right now. And that's where it's like, remember when minority used to be not a cool thing, Chops? Remember? Shout out 9/11. Like, fucking hell. Like, I just want to, like, you know what I mean? Being a questionably brown something, a questionable whatever you want to be racist towards me on, it's very, like, we've seen the not cool side of minorities, and we didn't turn it to make a minority out of someone else. Like, that's the hypocrisy that I see that just drives me insane. It's like, by claiming your victim status, you're victimizing someone else in a way that you're not letting, like, once again, I'll use Chappelle as a prime fucking example. He was, did I shout out 9/11, Myrna? Shut up, son of a bitch. Uh-oh. Well, episode 2 was nice. Shit. Yeah, go ahead.
It's like okay, so we talk about that we relate to ourselves as white a lot.
Or whatever, insert color here, right? Unless this is a white thing.
When you look at me and look at you, we're white. But
I worked on this, buddy. I worked on this white look. This is a manufacturer. Remember when you were talking about characters earlier? I went for white. I went for white, bro. Hold on to the power, whites. I'm coming. But
I there's a reason I go by Chops, because I have a very Arabic name. And once 9/11 happened, well, guess what happened to me? I got the racial slur. I got the racial slurs. I got called bullied. I got bullied. I got called Saddam Hussein. I mean, everybody thought that I was the one that took out. I was the one that committed this crime. This horrendous crime.
Legit.
And
legit.
just because of my name. But I didn't take that and go, oh, you racist mother. You just. I go, oh, you insignificant lamb. You poor thing. One day you'll learn. One day you will learn.
I also did that.
You're an idiot.
I also did that. I took the high ground every single time that it was. But, like, I joked about this on my stream. I always joke about this on my stream, and this is why I always make, like, even the white comment. I make the white comments because I hope white people are feeling this. You know what I mean? The manufactured racism that's being put towards them right now. Like, I hope they're feeling that, because I want to understand. Like, this is what I said, and this is where I say the people that were offended their whole life are now turning into militants. They need to be fucking careful about this, right? Because, like we said, the minority status is a wheel. Okay, we're all put into groups, and they're gonna spin that wheel, and everyone's gonna get a turn on that bottom of that. I'm telling you, I don't care where you stand on whatever you think. But trust me, you want to know how I know? Like I keep saying, the Browns are still waiting for that wheel. We're still, like, we came so close with Afghanistan. You fucking Taliban. So close. I was like, oh, man, people are like, come on. They're talking about refuge. We're so close. They're going to give us some respect. They're like, shut up, Packy. Like, oh, fuck. You're back to square one. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus. Yeah, man, it's... Yeah, and then I'm back to pretending I'm Italian or whatever I need to do to get accepted into society. You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely crazy. But it's funny because we used to just shut up and bottle our emotions up, go to our room, become angry, write rap music, no matter what color you were. Who didn't write rap music as a kid in my era? Or poems, but you put them to beats? No, just me? I was an angry brown kid.
You did not do that.
There's a
Well, you and
website,
Eminem.
dude. If you like, there's an Angel Fire website. I swear to you,
No, shut
my
up right
sister
now.
fucking screenshotted it and holds it to me against this thing, and I was like, to be fair, I'd love to see it. I would
There's a
love to see
website
it.
where we can go and hear you rap.
If anyone can
that what
figure
you're
out what
saying?
Angel Fire is, no, not hear me rap. Read the poetry of an 11-year-old.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's got to be some
Gotcha.
dark shit. Like
Gotcha.
I'm so curious, especially because we think about journeys, which now let's get into some of these topics. That I want to get into the words now because it'll be Steve. I like that website, but no one's gonna find this website. The day you find this website is the day this show ends, and I become a rapper. Reading an 11-year-old rap, but I want to talk about words. People use words right now to fit in. People use words right now to fit out. People use words right now to make people feel a certain way. People use words right now to paint pictures of a past time. Words, as we know, being in broadcasting and other clubs, are magic. They are quite literally magic. And if you think about Harry Potter, they would say words to elicit a spell out of a wand. And when we use our words, they're eliciting frequencies that are quite literally making signs to you. We're using verbal sign language. If I say elephant, what are you trying so hard not to think of to prove my thought wrong? An elephant. And you know what that animal, just by saying the word. So when you think about words and the effect that they have on people, man, Chops, I'm going to leave this wide open to you. Take it away, Hermes.
God, wait a minute, hold on. We'll the magic of words. I mean, there's a reason they call it spelling, because it's a spell. You know, certain incantations, certain rituals, certain whatever it may be, has a lot to do with writing. Has a lot to do with the way you say things. Very, 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 very specifically. It must be done in a right way. It cannot be done. It cannot be done in a public fashion where somebody knows about it. Nobody can know about it. Oh shit. I'm okay.
Whoa.
All right, we're getting into it. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I see why you didn't want to give me your real name. You know what I'm saying? I get it now. But bud, my name's on the line here. Keep it easy. I don't know what he's talking about, for the record. I think everything he's talking about is back to this joke we were talking about earlier.
No,
No, for real, though.
What joke was it?
No,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
just saying that don't kill me.
I'm not one of those real people. I just know what it takes and who those real people are that are able to accomplish this, what we call magic. But those people that are able to accomplish it, I mean, of course, can never reveal it, can never like show anybody of it, because I mean, in the end, what does that do now? Now you have no proof. But you don't need proof if you have this power. You just use it for your own good, your own journey, your own path. Usually it's done in private. Usually this is why shamans, whatever it may be, they go deep.
You went
into the
so
forest.
deep. I was trying to Trojan horse this shit. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to let's just stick the head in. They just think it's a horse. He's like, here's the inside, bitches. You know what I'm saying? I was, whoa. You went to shamans. I promise you I'll get there, but I want to, because I have realized that these conversations lead to a couple wide eyes with some people that are in my personal life. Is that me?
Oh no, it's mine.
Nice. Shout out to the dogs. Dogs are the best. Is that a dog, cat? You have a dog as well?
Oh, we have 4 cats, one newly born kitten, and 2 dogs.
Man, I guess you can fit it all there in space.
And lovely wife
Nailed
that
it.
just filled my wine.
Shout out Stevie. If you can somehow figure out the vibrational pattern of getting me that here, you know what I mean? That it's possible. It's entirely possible. You and I both know that. But I'd love some wine. But for real, for the words, I want to back it up a little because I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. But it took us both a long time to get there. And I think like painting the picture is you did a beautiful job. Like we are in your own world. So let's take out the outside world, take out shamans just for a second. We'll get right into them. And you're using words, right? So if we're talking about words creating your existence, your reality, what you're doing, like you said, it's spelling. And there's a great book that I just am blanking on right now. Stevie, you're so good with books. Something phonetics, but it's the phonetics of our language, and like they really break down each individual piece of it, just like that spelling. And I love that because people would attribute something like Harry Potter as folklore, and they don't think Dumbledore's real or that Voldemort is real, which I call them stupid. Because we both know that they both are, but for real with the words, I think like through cymatics, the study of cymatics. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. CYMATICS. Dr. Emote, brutalize that, does some really good studies on it. And we showed it on the channel once, where it was you play sounds to water. And watch the pattern that the water would have if it were to crystallize, right? So that was the cymatics that I'm talking about.
Same with sand.
Yeah, right? It's the exact same with sand. So when they're looking at this water thing, and then we think that our body is made up. And this, by the way, this went past the music. It was also the words. So they were saying words like love, hate, I want to kill you into this water. Please don't clip that and make that. I do not. This is for
No.
Yeah, I know, but like, you know what I mean?
It's a thing. They even say that like if you take a piece of tape and you write the word love on it, and you put it on a piece of a jar of water, and you do the same thing with hate. And if you freeze it, the freezing patterns are extremely different, as though that water consciously knew you hated it or loved it. The one that felt the love got it. And that's the thing. That's the thing about okay. Well, now we're going to get into consciousness. This is a whole other thing because
I think it works for Coke Zero. Shout out Coke Zero. This is still gonna rot my insides, right?
You're a love on it.
It's still gonna rot the fuck out of my inside, right? Like, there's no way around this.
Shout out Coke Zero. Oh shit! I was going to get into something deep. Oh shit! What was I talking about? Fuck.
Sorry, bro.
Oh no!
My bad.
Damn it! Oh, what was I about to say? It was going to be. Oh shit! No, it's gone. It happened again.
My dad jokes
It
killed
happened
it.
again.
My bad. That was my bad.
Yes,
I could not. I could not risk leaving that dad joke on the. But Coke, as we all know, does not need a love message on it. It's already filled with love.
Chat's trying to help us. Okay, we were talking about how water freezes. That's right. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the consciousness of water. Now, when some people hear that, they go, "Wait a minute, water conscious? Like that water doesn't have a consciousness." Now,
I love this.
it's fun. Okay.
I love this.
Okay.
Now we're getting juicy.
I have a I wrote a thesis. When I say thesis, that means that I wrote a big long paragraph of the consciousness of a banana. Okay, now I'm going to get into that in a second. Okay, let me write that down. The consciousness of a banana. Okay, now why do I get into this? Now, quantum physics tells us that photons, which is light, what is bouncing off of me right now, okay, has a mind of its own, because once light is being observed, it changes its patterns. When it's not being observed, it changes its patterns completely, as though it knows it's being watched. So, for instance, then I came up with, as though it sounds crazy, the banana complex. Now, if a banana knows that its purpose is to be eaten, it knows that its purpose is to give nutrients to whatever is consuming it, then it's not going to do anything to stop its purpose, such as water having the consciousness of it. Now, but if the water knows that it is unloved, that banana knows that is unloved, that banana might not taste as well. It might get a little bit rotten. That water might not taste as good. It might taste a little distilled or something. Now, a lot of this, it sounds like gibberish, but only when it comes to quantum physics can we really kind of
Bring it right
deduct
back.
down to what is consciousness. What is alive and not alive? We are what? What percentage of water? 70 plus percentage of water, and we are consciousness. Water, the enzymes that are inside of our stomachs, the millions upon billions of enzymes inside of us that give us knowledge
I don't like this.
up to our brain with sensors.
Ugh.
Inside of here, inside of our bellies is a living universe with beings, with bacteria that tells us how we are going to feel. This is why having a good diet is so important. Speaking from the guy that has pizza fucking every night, but your body, the enzymes, the world
Not that kind of
is inside
pizza.
of you. No. The world inside of you is telling you and giving you information up to your brain. That information could be anxiety, depression, whatever it might be, just to give you that virtual signal of, hey, wake up. Something's happening. We don't like it down here. Make us happier.
Yeah, and I love that you brought in quantum physics, because that, like, it does sound like the world of folklore until you realize, like, we're talking about on like a subatomic, like literally a atomic level of photons. Like, I think it's the split particle theory. Am I right? Where it's like they go through the split in the wall and how light distributes. And I love that. And that's the thing that I said I don't like this midway through your sentence. It's because I'm with, like, I've been doing some looking into this. Consciousness is the thing that, like, literally tickles every part of my body, because I can't. It's something that I'm on a quest to know everything, and that's one thing. Like, nobody knows, and nobody's really giving me a good enough thesis. But, like, the fact, like you said, because I'm in like a little bit different of a spaceship right now, where I'm like, this is just a bodysuit, right? We're all skinwalkers. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is just like, this is a bodysuit, what all this is. That's where I am. So when you said, like, every molecule in us is conscious, I was like, oh man, like, how much blood do we got in us? How much, like, you know what I mean? And all that has its own level of consciousness within, like, proven, like, on a particle vibrating level, in a quantum physics level. I'm gonna start dropping that. Whenever I'm starting to get crazy, I'm like, listen, in quantum physics, this is described as, because you're absolutely right. It's absolutely that.
What if we are an enzyme? We are an enzyme inside of a world that might be inside of somebody's stomach. Just saying.
Dude, 100. Great theory. I've been preaching I haven't been preaching any type of Earth. I think the Earth is round and floating through space at the exact rate that it says that it is. Everything that it says that it is absolutely correct. I don't believe anything's fake. You know me. I'm a take it as it is kind of guy. So I think but for real, I love that. Yeah, I can't. I'm like, what am I
in my life?
I was like, what am I doing? I can't even say this. But for that, I love those kind of theories, right? It's like, are we that blood cell in someone's kneecap, or, like, you know what I mean? Am I someone's ACL tendon? That's just like, I tore because I'm depressed in IRL. You know what I mean? And, like, I broke my arm IRL, so I just got tore his ACL. Like, you know what I mean? That's
another
wild.
reason. Don't take life so serious, because, like, in the end, if you when you die and you just wake up in, like, I don't know, in an arcade, a Rick and Morty arcade, and you're just this kid that's been playing this game, this RPG, and you've been leveling up your character. It's like you're playing The Sims, and your Sim character got married, and then they got old and they died, and then you realize, oh my God, that whole time I was down there, I was so worried about so many things that I wasted my time. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to do it better. I'm going to level up the correct way. I'm going to put my skills in where I actually want them to go to this time. And maybe next time I don't have to come back. Now we're bringing reincarnation into play.
I don't believe any of these crazy thoughts that you're talking about. You're preaching some real wild ideas, shaman mystic, man. And I absolutely think that unless they are scientifically proven by accepted members of science, that's the only way I'm believing it. You know me. But no, I really think you brought some incredibly important points. I wanted to classify it, but my stupid jokes just always black me out. I forgot the first part of it, but talking about the always like wanting for the next stage and missing what's directly in front of you, I think is just a real tough part of human nature to get over. You know what I mean? Like when you're at a job, you can't wait to get promoted. Like you get the promotion, it's everything you've been waiting for. Now you can't wait to get a car for it or get a house, or you get in a relationship. You finally meet someone that's nice and likes you, and then you're like, oh man, like I can't wait till we're actually dating so we can like. And then you start that, and then you're like, oh man, I guess I can't wait till. Like it just seems like we're always waiting for something.
American dream.
Yeah, right. And the American dream, like I said, is you can only. George Carlin the Great says you only believe it because you're asleep, right? Like you're fucking asleep. Like, it's the only reason George Carlin's a legend, bro. And you should watch him, but remember that he got murdered for talking his truth. No, I'm just kidding. He probably did.
What if he was still around in today's time?
Imagine. He'd be the best. Like and the worst part about all these, and like the best, I mean the worst. Which, you know what? I don't care that I don't have a lot of views right now. I want to take this time to use my platform to shit on some kids. Okay? This is a personal little vendetta I have in mind. Just 2 seconds. You fucking little kids. Okay? I got a real problem with you guys. Who are these nobodies? You are fucking nobodies on the internet. I want you to understand that. Yeah. You are made by bot farms. You remind me of RuneScape players. You're no one. And you're going to go and make these 13-minute videos exactly about why Dave Chappelle's not funny just because you're going to get 300,000 upvotes. I want you to understand how society really... Well, actually, I don't know how society works. I take it back. That guy has 300,000 likes. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I also would like to denounce Dave Chappelle live on this show. Do you think... You think he's funny?
You just got famous. You just got so many subs and so many likes and so many. And you know what you just did there? You proved the point right there that people that attack and do these type of things. Remember when we were talking about those personality changes and how people form personalities?
Yo, do they nailed it?
Do they really think the way that they do, or do they just do it because it's who their character is? It's the narrative that they belong to.
Let's take that as an experiment. You know what I mean? I love that. Like, cause that's that, and I'll be like, let's blow me up. I'll say some really like PC woke shit. Let's clip it, fire me out, and I'll see. Cause we all know my points of view. They're anti-PC. They are I'm a Mac user. To the PC generation, I'm a Mac user. I'm actually a PC. The Macs confuse me. But I'm the opposite. So I'm going to see if, you know what, that good feeling takes overboard. Because people are shitting on the great Jim Brewer, who is from the movie with Dave Chappelle that him and Neil Brennan wrote, the Stoner movie. What's the movie I can't think of? It's,
oh shit.
Half-Baked.
Wait a minute.
Half-Baked.
So
he's in Half-Baked. And he's hilarious. He plays the stoner character. And once again, if you want to find out about Jim Brewer, you'd understand he doesn't smoke weed. His whole shtick is that he looks forever stoned. Yeah. You can't. He just looks forever stoned. So
one of his jokes is that he always gets pulled over, and he's just like, no.
That's his whole shtick, man. That's his whole shtick. Well, I think he had his whole comedic type is like bodies, like really, what do they call those? Like an energetic comedian. He's very, like, I'm blanking on the word right now. He's the type of comedian who uses like their animated, but not, you know what I'm trying to say. He's a very animated comedian that uses his thing. And I watched, man, and you know what? Shame on me for watching this video. I wish I had this kid's name so I can just light him up. Wait a minute. Wait
a minute. He's a kid. Bo Burnham.
No. It's not another comedian. No? It's like it's a nobody loser YouTube in his mom's basement trying to tell me how to rank Jim Brewer as a comedian, which I have a big problem with. And I'm a nobody sitting in my mom. This is my mom's basement. It's not, but it would be funny if it was. It's $1 million studio, bitches.
Don't you see the city in the background?
And Chops is in space.
God.
Come
and
on.
he purposely made his mug small. Don't think that was like done accidentally.
It's an espresso cup. Have some culture, right?
God's sakes.
Can't you Zoomers? Man, to be
Damn
fair,
white
that's
people.
what I love yelling at kids. Like I can't. I feel like I need to be a little older, and I'd be perfect. Like just one of those old school Clint Eastwood get out like Gran Torino types. You know what I'm saying? Just like fucking
Get off my iPad.
Stop Fortnite dancing in my front lawn. Take your Orange Justice. I found out Orange Justice is dated. Even my Fortnite references are boomer. Yeah. Yeah, right? I don't understand your memes. Like, oh, man.
What? It's a blue waffle.
Oh man, I'm a breeding ground for kids to just mess with me on my channel. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. I fall for everything. I think Murda, a 13-year-old boy, got me with the blue waffles one once. Live on stream, Googling on my channel. Fantastic.
Chad has gotten me a lot of times. I forget the last time that they got me. They got me to Google something. I forget what it was. I want to say it was something sexual. It was something that I had never heard of. Thus, I can't pronounce it. But when I Googled it, I was like, oh my God, this is a thing? This is the thing. Thank you, Chad. Well, you have educated me.
Yeah, to be fair, they always keep you on your toes. For everyone that will bring it down, there's one that just confuses everyone, right? Like I love that because I learn new terms, right? Like bet that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the kids. You use bet that? Let me use it in a sentence for you. This podcast is gonna go viral. Bet that. Actually,
no, they just say bet. Just say bet.
No. This is cool. New age. Kay, you're not cool. Who said it's just bet? I have new information from Ryan, who is a guy on Omegle. Okay, I was on Omegle, browsing this, and Brian was enlightening me on some. I don't even know if his name is Brian. He looked like a Brian. I thought you looked like a Brian though. So I was like, everyone looks like a Brian. To me.
Forget about that. Yeah. Everybody was trying to guess my name. Everybody was like, "He looks like a Brian." Chad, go ahead. What am I? What is my real name?
We'll take Chops suggestions. Please make sure to get Chops questions. We'll get them in at the end, except for Stevie's. We'll get right now. Chops, when do you want me to start dinner? You can, that one we can get whenever because Stevie's the best, right? Like she's taking care of you.
That's the we got to go ahead and wrap it up soon.
Yeah, right. That's the music getting played off at the Grammys, right? It's just like thank you. But for real, before we get out here, shut up that thing. I do want to just quickly, two guys talking with ADHD is the best, right? I'm so curious to go watch this edit and watch how many talked about streets we went, like we just teased and then hard left. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about magic and we talked about, and then we went in like, you know what I mean? Like the words thing that I just want to wrap things up on here, just to go back to the semantics and the words. If anything, we do like to be a positive influence. So we're not telling you that the media is manipulating your mind with music and words and TV. That's crazy. What we're telling you is you should be more cognizant of the words you use in your own life, whether that be subconsciously, even worse, consciously. Imagine you were Harry Potter, right? Actually, fuck Harry Potter. Imagine you were Neville Longbottom. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Neville Longbottom, the real hero. He stabbed a snake. He's a big deal. Big deal. Shout out Neville. But he's let's pretend the words that you say could actually, and Neville's actually the perfect example because he always used to blow himself up, right? Because he didn't understand the power of what he was saying.
What the hell are you talking about? I need context. You're talking about somebody that blows themselves up now. Now we need to backtrack and we need to explain.
I'm talking about the occult documentary Harry Potter. Okay? Talking about the occult documentary Harry Potter. And Neville Longbottom. Is it actually occult? I was just reading an article on it. I want to go rewatch Harry Potter now to see if, because I heard that it's just rinsed with it. like rinsed with it.
Shut
And
up,
I'm like, I
what?
want to go watch it again. Sounds fun. But for real though, like Neville Longbottom, this is actually the perfect example. So for people who don't know, who are adults, didn't watch Harry Potter, Neville Longbottom was this like kind of like, he always fucked up. I mean, he was just the class fuck up until later. Spoiler alert, he's the hero, but he was always a fuck up, and he'd always blow himself up while they were learning magic. And like we always used to think of him as a fuck up. And it's not until this fucking second that I realized it was him not understanding the misuse of his words, whether if it's intonation on the spell, whether if it's the actual words, the way he directed his energy was causing things. Oh, this was Seamus O'Finnigan. Fuck. I'm going to get lit up by the woke Harry Potter culture. It's going to get me banned. But Seamus Finnegan always blew himself up. And I would, like, now that I think about it, you don't know the power. So if you're misdirecting words, whether you're using positive, whatever you think is working for you, but you don't know the power of your own words, I think people need to be a little bit more cognizant of the frequency they're putting out, because do not think that your thoughts, your words don't develop into a frequency that you can't see, much like a dog whistle. Much like a dog whistle.
Wait, what was that character's name? He kind of interests me.
Seamus, so he was the Irish lad, Seamus. Neville
Yeah,
was always the guy who
what was his
fucked up,
name?
though. So Neville Longbottom.
Longbottom. Okay, that's the part I want to get to. Like, how long was his bottom? Like, did he have like just like
Great
a
question.
long ass? Because it's not wide, because it would be wide bottom. So now I'm just imagining just a very long ass and how that would work out.
I'm going to challenge you on this phonetically as well. So if he's always like the ass, he's the butt of the jokes, Longbottom. What could long be?
Oh.
What could, like, bottom would be the butt of the jokes, ass. What would long be a synonym or a possible phonetic spelling fun be for it? Long. Is that like a word for lies? I really just want to pick up a thesaurus. And I really hope
schlong.
Schlongbottom. Nailed it. It was woke
Schlongbottom.
culture
Done.
all along.
We did it. We did it.
If you
Schlongbottom.
thought that Harry Potter didn't have as many ethnic diversity as you would have liked, fair point. In the first couple, then they went overboard. Then they're like, get all the whites out. Get Voldemort to kill all the whites in season 4 through 6. We need some diversity. This is catching on. This is catching on.
I've never seen Harry Potter.
Chops.
I've
Oh
only
my
seen the
god.
first one.
I'm about to go on an absolute rewatch, as with Star Wars, because you brought up some good things. Chops, we can honestly talk all night, man, if we keep going.
know, right?
I don't want to keep you from your lovely wife. I do want to thank you for your time, your patience.
But this is not
energy.
the last.
No, man. Like I said with Steve, this is the fakest show you've ever seen in your life. I'm gonna break the fourth wall right now. This espresso cup is empty.
It's completely real.
It's empty. It's of course it's real. It's just empty. There's no espresso in there. Like, I could have filled it up and lied to you and pretend it was a full cup, but I'm being as honest as I can be. But this show is fake, man, and I want to make sure that we augment the people that have something to say, have really unique perspectives, make people think about their lives, but don't overwhelm them with bad thoughts and just yelling at them that the world is ending, and get a little crazy and tell them that adrenochrome exists. And oh no, you know what? If that's not a good way. Chops, any final words, buddy? I'm rambling.
I will say this. You know, a lot of times in life, you always hear the things of like, well, you only got 2 arms, you only got 2 legs, you only have 2 eyes. Always protect those things. Well, you only have 1 life. So make sure that you focus on the things that really are going to make that life as happy as you possibly can for you.
Man,
Done.
Here. I'll cheers to that. This is a ChopsTalk mug. Check his merch store. It'll be in there. Once again, ChopsTalk on twitch.tv/ChopsTalk, ladies and gentlemen. This has been absolutely mind-opening, and I hope someone was able to challenge their own way of thinking throughout this conversation. At the very least, laugh. And if not, what the fuck are you still doing here? It's been like a couple hours, and you're still here. Who's the crazy ones? Chops, what else? I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end, but at the same time,
right?
this is
It's
so
like
awkward when
we're
I watch this back, and it's like, why don't you Just let this. Now, time for our musical guest. No musical guest again. You know what I mean? Bam. And once again, but from the bottom of my heart, Chops, I think there's a lot of people that don't do things for the right reason. I cannot think of a person opposite of that. You need to check out his stream. You will never feel more loved, understood. He says he doesn't pander, but if you're having a bad day, he still will take care of you. But if he finds out you're faking, I'm coming and I'll ban you personally from my chat, his. Listen, this guy can get it. We're going to take some quick questions from the chat. Sing for us, duet. Now, I looked into this, Dre. Now, I did. I found out people like Chops and I, aside from being questionably brown, have some things that will get us banned. And for one of them, it is singing. Unfortunately, Chops tried to do a volcano with the theme from V for Vendetta, and he got a little Twitch ban just because it happened to be a same theme that signified rebellion. That's it. That's all. Not anything else. It was just signify rebellion. But you know what? The last person I do want to thank, I had this written down for a joke that would have been funnier when I introduced you. But I do want to shout out and thank everyone who made their way, like, comment, blah, 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 all the people in the chat, whatever I have to say. Like and subscribe, shit, yeah, whatever. But Jeff Bezos. Shout out to Overlord Jeff Bezos. If it wasn't for him, Chops, I would not have got to meet you. And I mean that from the cheesiest way.
A lot of whores, Jeffrey Bezos. Okay, I'm done.
Is the best. And I hope you can sponsor us on your trip to Blue Planet, which totally exists. And the person who went with you and William Shatner is totally alive right now. But we're going to...
They think that they try to convince us that they're heading towards Mars, but I swear to God that they're just going to the moon.
Do people not pick up on basic clues? This is what frustrates me, right? Just common sense before we get out of here. Like Jeff Bezos, my idol, right? And I don't want to talk anything bad. He's the best. He's the best. I think he's fantastic. He's a billionaire astronaut. He is an astronaut, and you know what's something that's completely unrelated? Is no one talks about the struggle that this guy went through during the pandemic. Okay. So especially during the pandemic, right? So there was a lot of stories about people losing their job. Jeff Bezos, his company did so bad during the pandemic that the U.S. government had to bail him out. Now, let me ask you something. Did any of your little friends need help so bad that the U.S. government came and bailed them out? No, because they weren't hurting like Jeffrey Bezos.
No,
and I gotta
stop you there. No, dude, no, seriously, come on here. They weren't making a profit, you know. Well, no, they were making a shit ton of money, but it wasn't up to quota. The government had to help them. Like, what do you think they're going to do? Just sit there and just keep on making the same $1 billion that they are going to make every year?
Listen,
what do you expect?
I'm not the hologram in front of the green screen that's running the country, okay? That's not me. I'm the hologram in front of the green screen right now that's just trying to give some credit where credit's due to Jeffrey Bezos. Being bailed out by the government is no easy task, okay? And then having to use that money to buy MGM Studios? And you think he has it easy? So he buys a major studio company? And then 5 months later, he's going to space? I'm like, come on, man. This guy doesn't have it easy. And space is totally real. I hate people, man. I'm losing my faith in society. All these damn flat earth, hollow earth.
Look, if there's a definition of poverty, I need you to look up Jeff Bezos right now. Google Jeff Bezos, go to images. That's poverty right then and there. It proves it. It proves it.
And if you disagree, I don't think you should have a voice on the internet. Let's end it at that. Let's end it at that. If you disagree with anything that Jeff Bezos, our government, anyone in power says, I got news for you, bud. Our woke army, I can't even say that. Our woke army's coming.
Oh, yeah.
We're
with
coming.
All of Jeff Bezos' money. And fuck it, we'll bring on Elon Musk because they're becoming buddies. And his immortality.
Are they aligned? I'm confused on who's
I don't
on who.
know. I don't know.
It's hard to keep up with who we're
I just
supporting
feel
these
like
days.
if they made babies, like they would make like the ultra alien, like the intergalactic alliance told them like, no, you can't breed.
I was just about to
because
go there, bro. I was
it would
like, dude, this is gonna be another 3 hours. Another 3 hours. Let's
We
do
gotta
that. This is
fucking
gonna be
stop,
the
dude.
this is gonna be the
We
biggest
gotta fucking
this is gonna be the
stop.
biggest teaser for next time. Okay? Next time we have Chops on the show, we're gonna talk about intergalactic beings.
Intergalactic
The
alliances,
alliance,
guys.
the intergalactic alliance. Promise, don't look it up. Don't look up anything we've said today. It's all conspiracy theory lies.
Mhm.
And under big sugar. Everyone, please give it up for Chops. This is everyone. It'll be louder soon. Can you guys chill? Can you
Guys,
chill? That
give it
sounds
up
real.
Give it up for Corp for making this even possible, because as all content creators know, we know that doing something like this is not easy. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and on top of that, it takes a lot of passion, because without that passion, there's no way you would be able to get done what you do. Like,
Man, I can't explain how much I appreciate
look at
that.
your fantastic office. How would you deny that office? There's only one way you got into that office, is because you worked your way up. You now see the city of Seattle.
Yep.
We're Sydney.
That city by the bay ish. And there's water, lake
Around there.
Lake Erroneous. Lake Erroneous. Nailed it. Chops, man, those kind of words mean a lot, and I'm gonna have to cut all this out because it was a compliment, and I get weird about it. So this is, look, no, but for real, man, I think that's a great message for everyone. You can internalize is when you lead with your passion and you lead with authenticity. It's really hard for any army, whether it be woke army, whether it be anything. It's really hard for people to touch you. And the second you get comfortable with that passion and you move forward with that, man, people can go ahead and make fun of me. You know what I mean? Like I talked to someone from my old work today. And he's going to see this and know I'm talking about him, and he's going to be upset. Just kidding. No one's going to watch this. For the thing, before I used to get triggered by that, Chops, right? Because we work in the corporate world. They ask those trigger questions real quick. Like, hey, man, what are you doing now? Oh, yeah. How much is it paying? Are you all this, right? And usually I get triggered by it. And usually the tone is me on the defensive. Today felt different, bro. And I've got $0 from this, but there was a defeat in their voice where it's just like, yeah, I'm still doing this. You know what I mean? And not that there's anything wrong with going and pursuing you, like understanding how there's things that pay the bills, not that there's anything wrong, but to not lead with your passion in some area of your life that you have something that you're marching towards, I think it's going to lead to a lot of depression and some pill addictions.
Absolutely.
To citalopram. Shout out to citalopram. If you want to sponsor the show, I'll start taking that again. I'm going to get in trouble for all these antidepressant jokes. Chops, go have some dinner, my guy. Thank you so much. I cannot wait till our next chat about Intergalactic Alliance. And I might just even call you like tonight or later.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, Chops Talk. Look at his socials that I totally added like I did to Steve's right here. And he'll be live next time he's live. Chops, thank you so much for joining us, my guy.
Thank you for having me, my friend, and I will catch you on later.
That's it. I should have had some music lined up for you. Let's get it. There it is. Okay, this is perfect. Now I'm just going to turn off the TV. So this is the dumbest way to leave. Thanks, Chops. Do I cut to Werner von Buren now? Is this it? Jesus Christ. I'm awkward. This is episode 2. If you think you can do better, you do it. Make your own real fake talk show. Stupid Zoomers. Let's get Werner von Buren out of here. Now I can't leave. And now Werner von Buren is just going to play out on the end. I'm going to have to edit this whole thing. SOB. Intro out. There we go. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Sorry for everyone for ignoring you. I'm not really. I'll see you next week when we do our next interview with whoever it's going to be. And we'll insert that here. Check us out, Spotify, The Real Fake Talk Show. Check us out on YouTube, The Real Fake Talk Show. Probably we were watching this. And everywhere else where they sell newspapers. Werner von Buren, take it away for the second time. This is my favorite part of the show. was terrible.